to feel like my punch because I could deliver it where I want it, just dig in there. But with Campbell, I was like, all right, I just gotta do it.
Yeah, because you're right. You can feel where you're placing it. Yeah, exactly.
Like you're right in the inside, and you just see their head.
What happens when Canelo Alvarez, the stoic king of calm under pressure, finds himself genuinely shocked by someone else's grind? Not just impressed, not politely supportive, but shook to his core? And not by a heavyweight or a pound-for-pound rival, but by Ryan Garcia, a man Canelo once doubted, now turning heads with a training regimen so intense it's practically a Rocky montage on steroids? There's something uncanny about witnessing greatness recognize rising greatness. Canelo has seen wars, danced with champions, and carved out his legacy. So when he watches Ryan Garcia train like a man possessed for his fight against Rolando Romero, it sends a jolt through the boxing world. Not because Garcia's intense training is unprecedented, though it nearly is, but because Canelo Alvarez himself is stunned by it. This isn't casual admiration. This is a man who knows what elite looks like, now watching Ryan and realizing the kid might just become a storm. Now, let's rewind for context. Ryan Garcia and Canelo have had their share of awkward moments. A few icy quotes here, a dash of indirect shade there, and poof! The boxing public took it as a feud, but the air is clear now. Canelo isn't hating. In fact, he's admiring. Why? Because Ryan Garcia is not playing around. This training camp isn't about brand deals or Instagram flexes. This is raw, punishing, old-school preparation, the kind that leaves blood on the mitts and pain in the bones. In footage released from Garcia's camp, the man doesn't blink. He's doing lightning-speed mitt work, sprint drills that would make a Navy SEAL wheeze, and reflex exercises so intense they look animated. It's a new Ryan Garcia. No joking, no half-hearted shadowboxing. This is controlled fury. And Canelo, watching from afar, is nodding like a master watching his apprentice finally get it. The funny thing? Romero has no idea what's coming. Romero has always had a cartoonish charm, loud, brash, confident beyond reason. He's the kind of guy who talks trash with a grin, throws punches like a video game glitch, and somehow makes it to the big stage every time. But this time might be different. Because Ryan isn't seeing this as another promotional step. He sees it as an execution. Garcia has gone on record calling Raleigh the comic relief of the division. Funny outside the ring, sure. But once that bell rings, the jokes stop. For Ryan, this is a career-defining moment, a complete annihilation mission. He wants Romero unconscious, forgotten, and forever remembered as the guy who ran his mouth too long and got punished for it. Garcia isn't trying to win on points. He wants a highlight reel ending, a knockdown so seismic that Twitter explodes and Raleigh gets memed into retirement. The gym reflects this mindset. Ryan isn't just training, he's transforming. There's a look in his eye that even his longtime trainer admits he hasn't seen before. He's moving like a ghost, blinding, untouchable, sharp. Even sparring partners are requesting shorter rounds or backing out entirely. Garcia's punches have gained torque. His footwork is predatory. He's in peak condition. And it's not the Instagram filters, it's real.
You know, in training camp, preparing for April 9th. Let's get to it, guys. Are you ready?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Training. Tell Riley she's coming to my fight.
You're gonna go see Daddy fight.
I miss you.
Where are we at today?
47.
Romero, meanwhile, is embracing the chaos. You almost have to respect it. He knows he's not the favorite. The odds makers have him dangling at 9-1. He's the underdog, the wild card, the meme in waiting. But to his credit, he doesn't care. He's got that blind bravado that only two types of fighters possess, legends and lunatics. Raleigh is no stranger to ridicule. His record isn't spotless. His style isn't pretty. He moves like he's still learning mid-fight. But every once in a while, he lands that bomb. That haymaker that turns physics upside down. The puncher's chance. It's what he lives on. It's what he's banking on again. But relying on a miracle against a focused Ryan Garcia might be like bringing a slingshot to a drone strike. Even veteran fighters are stepping in with their takes. Teofimo Lopez said Ryan will drag Raleigh into deep waters and drown him. Oscar De La Hoya, never one to keep quiet, declared Ryan the heir to the American boxing throne if he wins in devastating fashion. And Canelo? He's already written the script in his mind, Garcia by knockout with surgical precision. This isn't just about beating Raleigh, it's about proving a point. Ryan Garcia isn't some pretty boy with fast hands. He's a nightmare for anyone across the ring. He wants belts, yes, but more than that, he wants legacy, respect. And if that means obliterating a man who's built a career on clown energy and blind confidence, so be it.
Come to fruition. Came in thinking you get famous, boy, I've come to do business. Cause I work for this, I slaved away, paid the lane and stayed the same. Invest in me if you want me to take you in and break the bank.
There's a strange beauty in how this story has flipped. A few months ago, Garcia was coming off scandal, inactivity, and uncertainty. Critics questioned his discipline. Fans wondered if he'd return at all. But now he's looking like a cold-blooded monster, focused, lean, unshakable. And the king of boxing himself is watching and nodding in silent approval. It's impossible not to feel the tension building. This isn't just another PPV matchup. It's a collision course between two very different philosophies. One man believes talent and obsession lead to dominance. The other believes chaos and confidence can carry him. And while Garcia is tuning his body into a war machine, Romero is out here goofing around, looking like a guy who still believes he's in a sparring session at Planet Fitness. What's wild is that despite all of Raleigh's limitations, he still sells the fight. His energy is weirdly magnetic. He's the guy you don't root for but can't look away from. You want to see what he says next, even if it's nonsense. It's like watching a car do donuts on the edge of a cliff. Entertaining. Until it flips. Meanwhile, Garcia is silent, focused, letting his fists do the talking. In fact, his training is so grueling, so dialed in, that even his team is shocked. One coach whispered off camera that Garcia is training harder than he did for Tank Davis. That should say everything. Garcia isn't just preparing, he's sharpening the sword, polishing the blade, and rehearsing the kill. Every aspect of his game has improved. His stance is tighter, his jab is faster, his counters are smarter. He's no longer relying on speed alone. Now he's patient, calculated, menacing. He's become the kind of fighter who doesn't chase the knockout. It comes to him. And when it does, it's devastating. Back in Romero's camp, it's business as usual. Loud music, louder mouths, and wild confidence. The circus is in town. But underneath the bravado, there's tension. His trainers know the threat. They've seen the footage. They've watched Ryan hit like a truck in slow motion. And though they'll never admit it publicly, there's a nervous energy, like they know this could end quickly, ugly. What makes this fight so compelling is the contrast, the clash of styles, the difference in preparation. One man is sculpting himself into something terrifying. The other is rolling the dice, hoping chaos saves him one more time. But boxing isn't kind to gamblers, and Garcia, now under the watchful eye of Canelo Alvarez himself, isn't giving him an inch. Canelo knows what this fight means. It's not about Romero. It's about whether Garcia can finally step into the spotlight without blinking. And from what he's seen, he believes Garcia is ready. That belief, coming from a fighter as legendary as Canelo, speaks volumes. It's the passing of a torch, not with words, but with nods. A silent gesture of respect from one legend to a rising one. If Garcia wins this fight as violently as he plans to, the boxing world changes. He moves from social media star to legitimate title threat. He silences the haters. He buries the doubters. He breaks free from the shadow of scandals and loss and becomes something scarier, a man who knows how to fall and rise again, with fury.
Today we're going to be doing some rosemary tea. The purpose behind this is as he's getting his shadowboxing done, he can drink his tea while he's doing that. So what's happening is internally his body starts getting warmer and warmer, so it'll actually help him build or burn a little bit more calories.
Some say Ryan Garcia is just a social media star, but if you step into the gym where he's been sharpening his weapons lately, you'll see a different beast altogether. The Ryan Garcia training for Romero isn't just motivated, it's maniacal. He's working like a fighter possessed, one with something to prove not just to the world, but maybe even to himself. This isn't a comeback story, it's a declaration of dominance. And Canelo Alvarez, after seeing those behind-the-scenes clips of Ryan's footwork, head movement, and blistering combinations, looked like a man who just spotted a wildfire in his own backyard. The shock wasn't theatrical. It was rooted in something deeper. For someone like Canelo, who's been surrounded by elite fighters for decades, it takes a lot to impress. Yet here he was, watching Ryan skip the Instagram filters and showcase raw, undeniable fire. It wasn't just that Garcia was looking good, it was the sheer intensity, the kind of intensity that screams, "I'm not coming to box, I'm coming to finish." It would be easy for Garcia to coast through camp. He's rich, he's famous, and he already commands headlines. But instead of flexing, he's grinding. Instead of jokes, he's all business. His training now looks less like a celebrity hobby and more like a war strategy. There are no dance breaks, no jokes, just repetition after repetition of perfectly timed hooks, jabs that snap like whip cracks, and body shots that sound like gunfire on the mitts. It's not cute, it's terrifying. Romero, to his credit, isn't blinking, but you have to wonder what's really going through his head. Because while he's busy doing interviews with his usual circus-like bravado, Ryan's in the gym acting like he's the underdog. And if there's one thing you should fear more than a knockout artist, it's a gifted fighter with a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. And let's talk about the gym atmosphere. Word from insiders is that even the sparring partners are trembling after sessions with Ryan. Not because he's hurting them physically, but because his sharpness and awareness have hit a whole new level. He's anticipating punches before they're even thrown. He's landing 5-shot combinations and stepping out of danger before the first counter comes. It's Matrix-like. Coaches are whispering that this might be the most dialed-in version of Garcia ever, even better than pre-tank Ryan, and that should terrify Raleigh. Canelo's shock comes from that contrast. He's seen what it takes to reach the top, and now he's watching Ryan replicate it. The fluidity in movement, the obsession with perfection, the surgical focus, it's not hype anymore, it's real, and Canelo knows it. That's why, despite their past beef, despite the shade thrown back and forth, he's giving Ryan his flowers. Because when greatness sees potential start to bloom again, it's impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Raleigh's camp still insists they have the element of chaos on their side. The idea is that his awkward angles, unexpected punches, and general unpredictability can overwhelm a guy like Ryan. But that's a dangerous assumption. Ryan has faced unpredictability before. Tank Davis was no textbook fighter either. And while Garcia lost that fight, he also learned a lot. The mistakes he made against Tank are now being dissected and purged from his system like a virus. His defense is tighter, his range control smarter, and his setups deadlier. Let's not pretend Romero doesn't hit like a truck. He absolutely does. But what happens when you bring a hammer to a sniper fight? Ryan's not walking in to trade blows like it's a street fight. He's coming in with the blueprint, the precision, and the calm of a technician who's been retooled from head to toe. And what about the mental game? Garcia's mental toughness was once questioned. After all, this is a guy who publicly admitted to struggling with anxiety and pressure, but now he's flipped the script. He's embraced the chaos. He's walking through the noise like it's background static. His Instagram isn't filled with flexing anymore. It's videos of savage sparring sessions, killer bag drills, and laser-focused mitt work. He's silencing doubters not with words, but with work ethic. Canelo isn't the only one watching. Fighters across the spectrum are taking notes. Some are quietly impressed, others are outright spooked. Because if this version of Ryan Garcia shows up on fight night, we might witness something brutal, something sudden, something that ends with Romero snoring on the canvas while Ryan stands over him, not gloating, but stone-faced, like a man who simply executed his job. And then there's the broader boxing landscape. There's a sense that a changing of the guard is brewing. If Ryan wipes out Romero, it won't just be a win. It'll be a statement, a message that says, I'm back. And this time, I'm not just here for the lights, I'm here to lead. Combine that with a rematch against Haney or a blockbuster fight against Gervonta Davis again, and you have a fighter on the brink of superstardom. Of course, Oscar De La Hoya is already pouring gasoline on that narrative. He's comparing Ryan to the young legends, suggesting that this might be the moment boxing gets a new face. Some say it's marketing fluff. But when Canelo himself starts echoing that sentiment, not in press releases, but in his genuine reaction, it's hard to dismiss.
3 ingredients: avocado, good healthy fats. We're gonna add some lemon. We're gonna add some everything seasoned bagel, and we're just gonna blend it all in. Put it on a piece of toast. We're gonna add some egg. We're gonna add some turkey ham, and we're gonna roast some tomatoes, give it some good flavor.
Dogs don't eat first.
I eat it right now because it's gonna get cold.
Hey, remember, dogs don't eat first.
Romero will always have his believers, the fans who love a wild card, the ones who think chaos can crack any code. But the boxing gods don't reward chaos unless it's backed by craft. And right now, Garcia is blending talent with discipline in a way we haven't seen from him before. This fight is bigger than belts. It's about image, legacy, and reclamation. It's about Ryan Garcia walking into the ring to prove he's not just a pretty face, not just an influencer, but a destroyer. It's about Canelo, the elder statesman of Mexican boxing, seeing a torch flickering in the hands of the next potential king. And when Ryan Garcia steps into that ring, all eyes will be watching, not just for the punch, but for the performance. Can he dominate? Can he withstand a wild swing and still execute his plan? Can he finally become the fighter that even his biggest critics can't ignore? If the training is any clue, the answer is yes. Romero may laugh, he may taunt, he may even swing for the fences. But if Ryan connects first and connects clean, it might be the last punch Romero ever throws on a big stage.
No, I'll talk about it. I broke a man's jaw with one punch with the headgear on. One side of his jaw was up, the other one was down. I haven't really been talking about it because, like, I'm just gonna show it in the ring. I want you guys to see what I do. Maybe this will get you guys a little hyped up. April 9!
Canelo was shocked. Maybe not because he doubted Ryan completely, but because what he saw was no longer a kid trying to box. It was a man ready to conquer. And in boxing, when that shift happens, it's electric. Don't blink, don't sleep. And definitely, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and leave a comment telling us who you think wins: the loud chaos of Romero or the calculated storm that is Ryan Garcia. We'll be watching. Will you?